Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review we are looking at the new premium or advanced color version of the SH Figuarts Trunks figure. So on the left you can see the packaging for the old figure, and when they're facing at the front of the camera, the old one is on the left, the new stuff is all on the right. Unlike Vegeta, this Trunks figure didn't get that much of an update. There are some changes in the accessories, which we'll talk about shortly, but the figure itself is mostly the same. There are some slight variations throughout, such as the pants being a tiny bit different color, tiny bit of a different finish, but otherwise it's really just the jacket and the skin tone. The skin tone's not super noticeably different. It's a little bit paler with a little bit less shading, but it's for the most part pretty much the same general color. And then the same thing for the hair. I mean, there are slight tweaks, slight changes, which might just be production changes. You know, they didn't have the exact same blend of paint or something like that. So the hair is not even noticeably different. The only real big difference is the jacket. Obviously, the old one has the darker, more navy-ish purple jacket, and the new one has a closer to a royal color jacket. That's the major difference. That's the big one. The eyes are more accurate on the new one, so that's a good thing. But for the most part, if you already have the old one, you may not want to get the new one. I don't know if you're a completist or not. If you're not, I don't know. I'm not sure if it's worth it. There's not that much of a difference. So let's get them off the stand and let's take a look at the accessories and the figures up close. Okay, so let's take a closer look at the figures. If you notice, on the old one on the left, the skin is a little bit duller. It has more paint on it as opposed to just molded plastic. So there are some benefits and some downsides to that. As you might be able to see on the chest there on the old one, it's a little dirty looking, and the figure's been in the package basically since I purchased it, so it's not from me, that's just the way it came. And if you look at this one, it has a lot less shading, but it doesn't look dirty, and it is a little bit shiny, so there are benefits to both of them. I'm not sure which one I prefer. I think I like the overall look of the more painted figure as opposed to the molded plastic on this one. It just doesn't look quite right. I'm not so much concerned with the skin tone itself, just as the shininess doesn't look quite right on this. And if you look at the face in particular, it looks much more natural on this one. They didn't add those accented lines under the eyes and make the mouth stand out so much. Same exact mold here, completely different look. The only benefit to this one as far as the skin tone and facial features is that the eyes have the pupils painted in. They're black there, as opposed to not being painted on this one. Otherwise, this one wins out for the skin tone. It looks way better without the lines painted in and without the mouth having a black line on it. That black line on the mouth really detracts from the look of the head, I think. This one looks much better, for me. I mean, somebody might have different opinion. These are subjective issues. Well, for the most part, the black line on the mouth does look pretty weird no matter what. But you could go either way. So then the other main difference is the jacket, obviously. One is a darker bluish purple. This one is more of the royal. The new one is the lighter one. So that's going to be up to you really personally. I think it would have been best to have a blend of both. I think I like the light jacket with the better skin tone of the old one. I'm pretty sure the lighter color jacket is a little bit more anime correct. But I haven't checked personally because I don't really care about that in this case because I have both figures, so it doesn't really matter. But if you're going to choose one, I would just go with whichever one you prefer if you're willing to spend the money. If you're not, then obviously the new one's the way to go. It's significantly cheaper, obviously, than this one, which has been out for a while, long sold out. So I would go with the new one in that case. But if you have both, then you'll probably agree that it's not really... it's not a concise win, it's not a decisive win for either one. It could go either way. This one's got a glossier jacket and normal looking skin tones, and this one has a flatter jacket with glossy skin tones. So it's just a little odd. And then you can see for the hair, they're mostly the same. There's not a huge difference there at all. So let's take a look at the accessories, because that's the deal breaker for me. The figures themselves, I could go either way with either one of them, so they're fine. But let's take a look at the accessories. Because like I said, this is where we get our biggest difference. This is easily where we get our biggest difference. So we have on this side, the one I'm showing you right now, this will be on the left when I show you both of them, we have the original batch of accessories. So you can see we have a total of 4 non-Super Saiyan faces and a total of 4 Super Saiyan faces. And of course we have the hair, and we'll look at the hair in particular in a second. Then we have a whole bunch of hands, okay? So that's really good that we got a bunch of stuff on the old one. On the new one, we get a bunch less. We end up with only a total of 2 non-Super Saiyan faces and only a total of 3 Super Saiyan faces. And a bunch less hands, about half. Now, here's the thing. Obviously, more is better, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. So if you don't have the original one and you're not a completist, then I wouldn't worry about getting fewer items in this new one, because the ones you get are the ones you're probably going to use anyway. So I don't think it's that big of a deal. So let's look at the heads up close, the Super Saiyan heads, and then we'll take a look at the hands so you can see exactly what you get with the new one. So just for the hair, for the purpose of looking at the hair, this is the old one. It has that whiter color to it on the front. I'm not sure if that's intentional. I think it probably was, because we have some more of the white on the back here. So just like on the original Vegeta, we have a lot of heavy shading with the white, or highlighting, I guess I should say, with the white. I don't personally think it looks that good. I personally like this one better. Just like on the Vegeta, the darker yellow, even though it is slightly metallic, it just generally has a better appeal to it. This one seems to be a little bit more metallic than Vegeta, but it's not too noticeable. It's not too bad, and I do like the heavier saturation. It looks much better for me. Again, it could go either way. This one doesn't look bad, especially once you put it on a figure. I think it could go either way again. So I don't know. That's going to be a personal call for whoever's buying the item. So the hair, again, it could go either way. I can see benefits to either one. And just like on the other faces, these faces have the softer, more flat skin tone, and these have the more glossy skin tone. The eyes are a little bit brighter green on the new one. The eyes are a little bit darker on the old one. Really, I think the old ones look a little bit better for the face tones, even on the Super Saiyan, just because they don't have that really heavy line that these do. And then the black line for the mouth just looks really bad. I don't get why they did that. Oh well. Okay, so let's go through the accessories for the new one so that you know exactly what you're getting, and then that'll be that. We don't need to go through the whole figure because we've already seen it. I think I've already reviewed it at least twice. So there's the standard face right there. That's the one that comes on him in the package. You do get an alternate angry face, which, like I said, that's all you really need. You don't need all the other ones. It's nice to have them, so obviously having the bonus ones is a good thing, but I don't think it's necessarily horrible that they're not included. So they're the 2 normal faces, and then you did see this Super Saiyan face, but we'll pull it out anyway. So that's the standard Super Saiyan face, nothing really going on there. And then we also have the angry one, the yelling one. It looks alright. And the more I look at them, I really wish they hadn't included the painted lines on there. It seems to detract from it a little bit more than I thought it would. I suppose some people might like those though, so it's gonna be up to you again. I'm just here to give you the information. You do with it as you will. And then we have kind of like another stern face with the teeth showing. So they're fine faces. I don't think you need all of the other ones. I think this is sufficient. It's not necessarily ideal, but it is sufficient. Okay, and then as far as the hands go, we get, well, I'll just dump it all out. Alright, so as far as the hands go, like I said, we do get a bunch less, but I think we get enough. So you're going to get your karate chop hands, or your ki blast hands if you want to use those. You get those. You get your style pose hands. And you get your open palm energy hands, or whatever you want to use these for. And you get your sword holding hands. So, like I said, it's less. Again, that's not necessarily a good thing, but it's not a terrible thing. So I think for those of you that don't want to spend the money on the old one, the new one should be just fine. You do, of course, still get your sword and your scabbard. If I can get it out of the package, let's look at the scabbard as I'm taking out the sword. So it looks pretty much the same. Not really anything worth mentioning difference-wise. Same thing with this sword. It looks about the same. And you still get the non-sorted sword, which is for putting in here. So, Final report. I suggest if you don't already have a Trunks figure, you definitely buy the new one. The missing accessories are not enough to consider it a problem. Obviously, it's better to have the old one. I think if I had to choose, and money was no option, the old one is the way I would go. It's just generally more appealing. Unfortunately, if this one had better skin tones, this one would easily be the way to go, but it doesn't. So that's a big issue for me. I mean, obviously it's still a fine figure, but the skin tones just look a little bit weird. I don't know why they did that. Well, there you go, guys. That's all I have to say about this. Hopefully you can make a better decision now. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can see my upcoming figure reviews, custom figures, and other good stuff. And in the meantime, keep collecting.